Hey, how's it going? It's Chris, Mr. Moneyfingers Haddad, once again, still wearing my red shirt, even though it's the third of these videos I've done today. How am I supposed to do this? Aren't you going to know now that it's all being done at once and it's going to destroy the entire illusion of spontaneity of the internet? That's okay. Anyway, like I said, my name is Chris, Mr. Moneyfingers Haddad. If you don't know who I am in copywriting and marketing world, my whole gig is that I help copywriters, offer owners, media buyers, and people like that dramatically increase their conversions in their copy and on everything they do by using the power of stories and a deep understanding of the human mind and behavior and the emotions that actually drive us. And what I want to talk to you about today is research, the dreaded research. And now, as a copywriter, of course, research is kind of part of the deal most of the time. A lot of copywriters say they spend, more time doing the research on their offers than they actually do writing the copy itself. And that's cool for people that can do that kind of thing. But for people that can't, it's a little more complicated. For me, for instance, I've got my bipolar, I've got my ADHD, which I actually just got distracted even thinking about, that has always made it extraordinarily difficult for me in order to sit there and actually do research in the first place. I've actually long said that I'm allergic to research, and I will say it actually causes me to break out in hives sometimes when I think about having to sit there and learn about keto or something else I really don't care about. But here's the deal about research. It is important. It is necessary. When I do letters now, they're not my own kind of Chris Haddad branded things. I usually do have people bring me research, whatever. But if you're not somebody who naturally is good at research or naturally actually is able to focus in that way, there is another way that you can actually be really, really fucking good as a copywriter and make quite a bit of money. And it's not by focusing on the facts and figures. It's by focusing on the emotions that are involved. In fact, I was talking to my friend Paris Lampropoulos a few months ago about this. He said something very, very nice to me that I was not expecting at the time, but he was talking about how much time he spends teaching his copy cubs how to do more research and to do it more deeply and how important it was. And he said something else. It's like, yeah, unless you're Chris and just understand and empathize with the prospect so incredibly deeply and show that you know them, they want to actually make the buy, even though they don't necessarily have the facts and figures that go through it. I also had another thing once. I was Googling myself, as I do sometimes, and I found a podcast where somebody was chatting about me. There was a transcript, and somebody said something to the effect of, well, look at Chris Haddad's copy. I mean, it doesn't make any logical sense, but it sure sells, doesn't it? And that to me is actually kind of indicative of what I think I bring to the table and teach people that other people don't, is the emotional component of it, how you actually kind of massage the emotions of your prospect throughout the entire letter, sales letter, VSL, email, whatever it is, to make them feel that you empathize with them, that you understand them on a really incredibly deep level, so they find themselves pulling out their wallet and buying from you, not because you necessarily made a logical argument, which is valuable and great, but because you understand them and you get them. Anyway, I hope that was useful to you in some way. If you're somebody like me who has an incredibly hard time doing research, I've written quite a few sales letters over the years without ever even looking at the product that I was actually selling. I just kind of got the general idea from somebody, or maybe I was doing a redraft or something like that. But if you are somebody who is perhaps a little more manic, energetic, creative, but not so much focused on research, it doesn't mean that you can't be a great copywriter. It doesn't mean that you can't make really good fucking money as a copywriter either. There are other ways. Much like with anything in life, you can only really be great at one or two particular things, right? You can only be world class at one or two particular things. Me, I'm world class at writing stories that get people to take out their wallets and give you money. And I'm world class, I would say, at the emotional component of copywriting. And I suck at the research stuff. Other people are really, really good at the research stuff, but not good at what I do. And that's okay. But as you are developing your career, or as you are developing the products that you're putting out yourself, don't worry if you can't check every single little box that goes into the whole copywriting arsenal, as it were. If you get great at a few particular things where you are the man or the woman who is good at that, you will still do incredibly well. Hopefully that was useful. You can probably click a link or something and you can find out more about me, and I'll be putting more stuff out later, maybe even wearing a different colored shirt.